Good morning, Maribel. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. Well, I appreciate you coming to PLUSnxt kind of interviews that we're having here at ILTACon. So I always like to start out these kind of getting a background for our viewers about your background and how you got into eDiscovery and what keeps you in it.
So I got into eDiscovery basically in 2006. I had worked in the communications side, working for Nortel Networks for many years.
Okay.
And then when I finished working for Nortel Networks, I took a year off and spent time with my kids, did some other things. But after a while, it just got boring. Having the house cleaned by a certain time and the kids off on a bus was like, okay, what else can I do? And I'm not a soap opera girl, so it was more about what can I do? And so I went to an interview, and it was Legal Inc. at the time. And so I went to go for an interview, which was extremely stressful because I walk into an interview and it is four heads of sales and the vice president of sales. And it was 3 hours of interview.
Those panel interviews are really the best, right? Eagle's
is.
known for that. Like,
Oh.
please talk to these 8 people.
Yeah, here it goes. I'm just going to throw you in a room. It's like, okay, feed you to the lions, see what happens.
Right.
But it was such a great interview. We did so well. And it's funny, I was coming in from Long Island to New York City for that interview. And so 3 hours, it was like a 4 o'clock interview. I didn't get home till like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then I got a call that I got the job. So it was more on the court reporting side.
Okay.
But at that time, Legal Inc. was being acquired by Merrill Corp.
Sure.
And so right at that moment, all roads lead to Merrill Corp for some reason. It's like 6 degrees of separation in this industry. And so we were in the process of a merger. And as soon as we got into that merger, it was probably a month later that we changed the name of the organization. We moved into new digs, everything changed. And what ended up happening was eDiscovery was at an all-time high right there in Merrill. So all of, we went from just producing documents and all the transcripts and everything that we had to do there to immediately looking at eDiscovery. And so it was very interesting. I've always loved technology. I'm an Atari girl. So it was like, okay, this is fun. This is interesting. It's different. And so I've been here ever since. And what keeps me here is the people. I think people come from all different walks of life. I can walk into a meeting where a person is a lawyer, but they've graduated from NYU theater, or they were a hockey player, or there's so many different types of individuals, but they all have this passion for legal technology and for eDiscovery. And I think that's what keeps me here. It's the community.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I also like the puzzle of it. The ever-changing technology keeps it interesting.
Very interesting. There's always something new. And like I said, right, I came into the world when we started Atari, and I went to business school and I learned to code and do all of those things. So this is every time there's something new. It's exciting, and
sure.
I like to solve problems, and so I'm in a world full of people who like to solve problems.
For sure.
Yeah.
Talk about exciting. I heard you were on led a training yesterday. Can you talk about that? I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, so Operation Safe Spaces, I don't know if you've heard of Operation Safe Spaces, but for anybody who hasn't, it's an initiative that started in 2024 after various incidents at Legal Week. And we came together to start creating educational sessions around how to stop harassment and bullying in the industry. And it initially was created under Women in eDiscovery, and now we've moved it under Life Preservers Project, which was founded in it's 15 years ago. So it was founded by Shauna Pedersen, who works at Morgan Lewis. And so the mission for Operation Safe Spaces is just continuous education. And we partnered with ILTA. Again, we had partnered with them last year. And we partnered to provide bystander training. And we brought in the DC Peace team. So the DC Peace team goes into a lot of different areas. They work on nonviolent interaction. And so they taught everybody. We had about 25, 30 people in the room, and they taught everybody different ways to be a bystander, right? Or what we like to say, an upstander, instead of just standing by and watching a situation, is kind of like, what can you do if something happens? And things like providing some dignity for the victim or for the person who is doing the harassment or bullying. How do you interact with those things so that
Right.
there's no conflict?
Sure. No, that's super important in our day and age, right?
Yeah, very
So-
important in our day and age. So we were extremely excited to have the DC Peace team there and bring everybody. And it was a really engaging, we had an hour and a half session, so it was
Okay.
very engaging.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're at one of those moments, I think, in eDiscovery that's really different than anything I've seen before. I've been in this for over 2 decades, right? From clustering and analytics to image identification, TAR, CAL, all the large language models, and now we're at AI. And,
Yes.
I think most things are about AI at the conference
Yes.
and will be for the next year or so.
Or
So,
10.
Yeah, exactly. I think it is the thing that everyone wants to upskill.
Yes.
And there's the fear of missing out. So I wanted to ask you, how are you using AI, and where do you see the future of AI in legal?
I see. So I'll answer the second question.
Sure.
The future of AI, I think, is going to be a lot of the super agents, right? That we're starting to see organizations build, right? A lot of companies are starting to come in and build those. And so I think that's what we're going to start to see is the automated workflows, even in the e-discovery process. There's a lot of different things there that can be changed. And I think we're going to start seeing more of a change on the far left, where before the data even gets to the litigation side. And how I'm using it is in a number of ways, right? I have my own LinkedIn newsletter, so I use that for creating outlines, and actually I just did a whole article about how to use AI. But I use it for presentation outlines, newsletter outlines. I use it to use it for search now instead of using Google. It's
Right.
sometimes much easier to use that. I use it for providing some creative briefs when I work with clients. So in a number of different ways, right?
Right.
SEO, since I'm more of a marketer, so thinking
sure.
about it as far as SEO and GAO, which is generative AI engine optimization. So I look at it from different perspectives, and also to teach me a little bit, right? I ask it questions when I don't understand something, like maybe it's something that's happening with FRCP or a new case law or anything like that. So it's a cool way for me to educate myself as well, having those conversations with like ChatGPT or Google Gemini.
Oh, I totally agree. I think, do you see the future of being not people are going to lose their jobs to AI, but you're going to, if someone isn't working on upskilling themselves with using AI in their work, they're going to lose to someone who is?
Well, I would say if even without Gen AI, right? Even without AI itself, if you're not upskilling yourself,
For sure.
there's a huge reality that you're not, right? Even like now we're surrounded by people who are doing videography and things like that, but if they're not,
There's
if they're
15 people in this room, you can't see
15,
that.
if they're not keeping up with their skills, of course, the person who is always going to create have an opportunity for themselves. And I think it's the same, right? Instead of having a fear for the AI, we should be testing it out, trying it. Every single one of these companies that is here at ILTA has a sandbox. And if they don't, you should ask them for one and go into that sandbox and test it out, see what it is. Vanderbilt, it has a whole AI law institute. Go in and take some of those free courses that they have. I've jumped into the IBM free courses, the Google free courses, Microsoft has free courses, Harvard has free courses.
Sure.
Every one of those provides a different perspective or something new that you can add to your toolkit. So I think it's extremely important for especially paralegals and associates to learn those things and really get their hands in and understand how it works, what it really is, because we all throw around Gen AI, but a lot of people don't understand how it works or what it does truly. So I think it's important for them to understand that as well.
Very good point. I think the especially for people in legal and legal departments and law firms, they have to make sure their people are being upskilled.
Yes.
I think that's always something that's been a little bit of a drag, right? So I think this is a great opportunity for people to identify, like, we have to do this. This isn't an option.
No, not an option at all, right? And the more skills that you can have, it's going to be better for you, right? It's just like business development. When people are like, I don't sell, so I shouldn't be a business developer. But we are all business development at the end of the day, no matter what our role is, right? We have to, even if we have internal stakeholders, we have to sell whatever we're trying to do to that person. So we all have to have business development skills, presentation skills. It doesn't matter if you're a public speaker or just speaking to your team. You should have those skills.
Oh, totally agree. Yeah. Now we have a few more days left of ILTO. Anything
Yes.
else you're looking forward to seeing?
I'm going to go down Startup Alley this week
Okay.
and check out all the startups and see what's going on over there. And I have been here so many times to National Harbor that I've never been on the Ferris wheel.
Really?
And so that's one of my, I have made people promise to take me on the Ferris wheel.
Are you scared of heights?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not scared of heights. But my goal is the Ferris wheel on everywhere there is a Ferris wheel, I want to get on it. So that is a goal.
That's a good goal.
It is a good goal. I'm excited. I did the one in Chicago. I've done the one in Vegas. This is the only one that every time I'm here, I never get to do.
Yeah, this National Harbor's this has changed a lot. It used to be just this, and then there's Outlet Mall, and obviously this is the MGM, which I know
Yes.
some people went to
Very
last
exciting.
night that I know. So
For a long time.
yeah,
yes.
exactly. So, anyways, enjoy the rest of the conference, and thank you for being here.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.